Robin started dating before her divorce was even complete. If truth be told, she started flirting with a coworker a few months before she even filed. As soon as she filed for the divorce, she started dating him openly. This new guy was cute and he made her laugh. He was spontaneous, unlike her ex-husband. In fact, he was the complete opposite of her ex-husband, who was always so reasonable and logical. That was one of the reasons she liked the new guy so much. He liked to have fun and he was always complimenting her. He also distracted her from the divorce and all of the issues that had to be decided before it was over. But after her divorce, things slowly started to unravel with her relationship with the new guy. She learned that he had a lot of credit card debt, although he continued charging every dinner out because he told her he liked to live in the moment. She also learned that the new guy didn't get along with his siblings, although he refused to explain why and got angry every time she brought the subject up. And there were a few times he disappeared for days and did not call her. He seemed short-tempered lately too. No matter how attractive a person's potential may be, you have to date their reality. Robin assumed that after her first marriage, she would be better equipped to pick a new partner because she knew what she didn't like in her ex-husband. She figured anyone who was the opposite of him would be a good choice for her. If her first marriage didn't work, it was probably because her husband wasn't a good fit for her. So if she selected someone entirely different for her second husband, it should be everlasting. It made logical sense, right? Not quite. Robin soon realized that her theory was incorrect because it didn't look like this extremely different guy was going to be a good fit either. The truth is, instead of being a better judge of relationships post-divorce, we tend to be a worse judge, and the data confirms this. According to a U.S. Census Bureau survey, the marriage breakup rate for first marriages is 41 to 50%. It climbs to a staggering 60 to 67% for second marriages. And for third marriages, it's a jaw-dropping 70 to 74%. So what the hell is happening here? The statistics show us we aren't getting wiser, but really quite the opposite. You are worthy of a kind, loving, respectful relationship, and yet so many of us end up in another failed marriage. I share this with you not to scare or discourage you about dating post-divorce, but to tell you that the business of moving on should be done with intention and thought. What if I told you that finding a healthy relationship post-divorce is entirely possible, but only if you are clear about your own role in the dating process? This has very little to do with the other person and everything to do with you. In other words, you're in the driver's seat, so make sure you don't get distracted while your hands are on the steering wheel. The 6-question dating quiz is a self-assessment to help you to recognize whether you are ready to date or not. Or if you're dating already, it's a good predictor if it will be successful. Go through each question. If you answer yes to any of them, you are not ready to date. You failed the quiz. I didn't say this was a fair quiz, did I? When you go into a new relationship or marriage, you don't want an average grade. You want to excel, so we won't accept anything but a perfect score here. I don't want you on a crash course. I want you on a smooth, scenic road to a beautiful destination. On the other hand, if you answer no to all of them, you are likely ready to leave your divorce in the dust and move forward. But remember, you have to be honest about your answers. It's going to take a little digging deep. Spend a few minutes on each question, reflect on your answers. In order to make this work for you, you need to be sure you're being honest with yourself. Once you get through the questions once, go back and do it again, but pretend your best friend is answering each question for you. Do any of your answers change? If you aren't honest with yourself, you run the risk of finding yourself in a relationship that won't work. And if you figure this out after you get married again, well, that's why the statistics are so high. So let's dig in and go through the questions. You may want to revisit and reflect on this on your own when you have some quiet, so write the questions down at some point and keep them handy. The first question is this: are you still crying over your marriage? If you answer yes, stop right here and don't take another step forward. Revisit this video later on. You're still grieving, and that is okay. Like I've mentioned before, it's part of the process, and you can't possibly spend time with another person on a romantic level when your head and heart are elsewhere. Even if you don't like your ex, a divorce is still hard and you need time to heal. Instead of dating too early, spend time on self-care, on finding things that light you up and bring you joy. You are not ready, and that's okay. Next, are you looking for someone who is the complete opposite to your ex? It is natural to want to find someone who is new and exciting and so very different than what you've become accustomed to during your marriage. If you're trying to find the extreme opposite of your ex, like Robin did, you could end up picking someone who is just as wrong for you as your ex-spouse. If you're trying to find the extreme opposite of your ex, like Robin did, you could end up picking someone who is just as wrong for you as your ex-spouse. Rather, choose your partner because of who they are rather than who they are not. Got it? Good, moving on. Question number 3, are you dating just because you don't like being alone? If you find yourself not really interested in dating or interested in the person you're with, but you continue on with it because it's better than being alone on a Friday night, you're not dating for the right reasons. Become comfortable with being by yourself. I would even go so far as to say date yourself. When we're married, we spend so much time in the chaos of raising a family and caring for others and getting through week to week, we lose ourselves in the process. Instead, bring yourself to a nice restaurant and enjoy a meal alone. Does that seem weird or uncomfortable? Try it. It's something so simple yet so liberating and empowering. When you can spend time alone comfortably, you are one step closer to bringing your full self to a new relationship. Next question. Do you already have someone in mind to date? If you answer in the affirmative to this one, I have a hard truth for you. This relationship will likely not work out. I'm not a scientist, but I think the real-life examples are clear. Out of every single client who came to me who had fallen in love with someone else prior to the divorce or started dating someone during the divorce, almost none of those relationships lasted long-term. And in fact, a majority of them ended up being toxic and required another divorce or a messy breakup. I would guess that this is because it's new and exciting, and when the romance period is over and the newness is blunted, you are left with someone who you probably would have never picked to begin with. You are left with their reality. But if you have someone in mind and you really believe that this person is someone you think you would like to spend time with, take a break after your divorce. Let it breathe and come back to it when you know you can show up with a clear head. That person will still be there waiting for you if it's meant to be. This next question is a tough one because no one wants to admit this might be them. The question is, are you dating because you like the attention? The thrill of someone else giving you attention is appealing. Sometimes, though, we are attracted to the attention and not the person from whom it comes. If you are focused on the attention that this person gives you with complete disregard for the mutual respect and shared values that is necessary for a successful long-term relationship, chances are this relationship will eventually self-destruct. Being doted on is wonderful, but it can't be the only thing holding you to a relationship. Lastly, are you dating to get back at your ex? Do you want your ex to know you are happy and better off without him? Do you want to flaunt your new relationship to him? Are you trying to make him jealous? I don't need to tell you that this is a recipe for disaster and a sure way to bring unnecessary drama into your life. So if you answered yes to any of these questions, you need more time. Your head is not in the right space. Only start dating when you can bring your authentic, whole, healed self to a relationship. When you start dating, you should be doing so for the right reasons. You start dating because you are ready to enter into a loving, mutually respectful relationship. If you do so when the time is right, you will be better positioned to assess what is a healthy relationship. You will be better equipped to identify red flags. Don't let anyone impose a time frame on you. Some people are ready sooner than others. The dating world has changed since you were last out there. Dating in the digital age requires setting up profiles and finding the right site or app to meet your needs, so do your research and even ask for some help if you need it. Did you know there are professionals that help with setting up profiles? Dating is meant to be fun, but also be uncompromising about who you are and what you need in a relationship. You can and will find a beautiful and healthy relationship after your divorce if you trust your gut and check in every step of the way to make sure your decision to stay with someone is based on love and respect rather than on revenge, fear, or habit. You are worthy of love, you are lovable, and you are entitled to live happy even after.